Hello, shit zippers. This is your commissioner here. Glad to see Kyle could take his dong out of Tyler's mouth long enough to pay attention to this press conference. I am going to destroy this league. By the end of the season, your rectums are going to be able to identify my dick because I've spent all the year balls deep inside of your teams. Huh? Not a bad impression of the league, right? Alright, now, seriously. Men of 10 men in a Beaver Fantasy Football League. I was pretty pumped to see that ESPN had come out with a press conference. Bitch, the laundry's done! Pretty pumped to see that ESPN had come out with a press conference feature where we could do videos every single week, but turned out it was shit. It was John Anderson, one question, all you get is 20 seconds of video, and it just goes on YouTube anyway. Now, me being a good commissioner, I did what any good commissioner would do, and I took things into my own hands. Much like Troy, when you watch a softcore porn at 3 o'clock in the morning. Is there penetration? I don't know. It's Cinemax. I can't tell. Alright, here's the deal. I made a YouTube account for our league, and I'm going to email you guys all the password. My plan is to do a weekly press conference about last week's scores, upcoming events, pretty much anything we want to talk about. But keep in mind that any of you guys are welcome to post a video onto that YouTube user account and then post it onto the league page. One note, you can sign up as a subscriber to this user, and then anytime a new video is posted, it gets emailed directly to you. Now, here's a fun little twist I'm going to do. Each week I'm going to try to call somebody new. I'd say we would try to call the big Wang winner, the high point total winner, every single week, but Brad only has 200 nights and weekend minutes. Hey-o! So, on to this week's edition. For our first matchup this week, Brad had the high point total and got the Big Wang Award as he beat down Petrie 233 to 139. To recap this matchup, we bring in our first guest of the season. You know him as the Vice President of Pisco, Mr. Ryan Petrie. Coach Petrie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me.
Now, you had a tough matchup this week going against Brad. Tell me what went wrong.
Well, Brad started Peyton Manning. You know, when Peyton Manning throws for 7 touchdown passes and your starting running backs combined for 11.5 points, it's going to be a long game.
Yeah, I can understand that. Now,
I just hope MJD makes it through the season with all his limbs.
We all hope that, for the sake of the league. Now, as part of his Big Wang privileges, he got to write a rather long post on the league webpage, and he posted where he thought everybody was going to finish this year, and he voted you to finish 5th by the end of the year. Now, how do you feel about your team's chances this year in your ranking as 5th?
You know, if the running backs can come through, I got a shot to make the playoffs, but if they're playing like they did week 1, I'll be probably in the top 3 picks.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. Now, the last thing that I want to get from you is, who do you got to win it all? Who's your horse to win the Butchie this year?
That's a great question. And I'm going to say it's going to be Brad. Dodson, I'm going to play the Butchie Bowl champion week 1. His team's deep. And, I mean, he had Wes Welker on the bench, scored over 35 points.
On the bench as well. You really think Peyton Manning can keep up this pace?
Oh, he's going to throw for 112 touchdowns. God bless him.
All right, well, Coach Petrie, we appreciate you coming on the show here tonight, and best of luck the rest of the way through the season.
Thank you.
On to a recap of the rest of Week 1 scores. BL took 2nd this week in points, and Jay was last in points. I'll give KY a couple seconds to do the math on that one to see who was victorious in this matchup. Now, we could talk about the great performances that BL's team had, but it's much more fun to knock on Jay. Sure, Kaepernick was okay, but Jay also started Ben Tate, Chris Ivory, Antonio Gates, Golden Taint, and Christian Ponder's #1 wide receiver. Jay, having your team is worse than getting a vagina hug from Mrs. Pimento Loaf herself. Hold on, this just in from the league office. Yes, Kyle is gay. Our reigning champ got a tight win over Markey, 166 to 141. Besides getting 70 points from his three-headed monster, Tyler also got 33 combined points from his linebacker and defensive back. That's not a good sign for the rest of the league. I propose that if somebody wins the Butchie for more than 3 years, it's up to the Kangaroo Court to decide which room Butchie has to be held in. Now the fourth winner was yours truly, handing Troy a 157 to 119 loss. I'm not even proud about this. That was like beating a handless man at rock, paper, scissors. Paper covers rock! How did you know I was gonna do rock? In the closest, and also the shittiest game of the week, KY took down Ray 138 to 130. David Wilson! Ha ha ha! David Wilson, Ray! Ha ha ha! That'll do it for this week, boys. Feel free to post something of your own. Godspeed, and worst of luck to you. Ooh, Brandy. Brandy makes you dandy.